Hello,
Hey!
hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Cue the
Hi!
intro.
I love that intro. I love it.
I was just bigging myself up. I was like, we just did all of this as an intro, and I was like, oh, look at me with all my live production skills, and then just realised I totally messed it all up because we hadn't even gone live. Um,
Wap,
hopefully,
wap,
I'm,
wah.
I'm going to check now just to see that we are live now. We are live, guys. If you're watching, today's podcast is basically us in conversation with ourselves, talking to you about our new single, what the song was all about, how we wrote it, how it got recorded, and the music video that we've just done for it, which is all out this Friday. But
Woohoo.
first of all, let's get the pleasantries out of the way, and let's pretend like I haven't already asked you. How are you, Emma?
I am recovering fine, thank you, Steve. Ask me why I'm recovering.
Why are you recovering? It's almost like you knew I was going to ask that.
Because it was a big birthday this weekend. I turned 40.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
I know.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm not bothered by the number. I really don't care about that.
Oh, that's all right. That's good then. That's
But
okay.
I think it was. I woke up this morning because I woke up on that sounds like a start of a blues song. Ba-da-da-da-da.
I
I,
woke up this morning.
I woke up on Sunday morning in a hotel room with two of my friends, feeling a little bit worse for wear. And then this morning I woke up and the first thing I thought was, God, my back hurts.
Oh.
So hello, 40, my back hurts.
I did a show the other night, and again because went a little bit wild, and I'm just waking up next morning saying gigs need to come with a health warning now because I'm waking up like feeling terrible, like I've been hit by a car. It's not right, is it? You just can't
No.
recover anymore. It's awful. Oh, so we are here today to talk about. We haven't got a guest this week, but we have got a guest lined up for next week. And if you didn't know, our part 2 to the Letitia interview is now up on YouTube. Our podcasts are now exclusively on the YouTube channel with our guests. So go over to our YouTube and check that out. But tonight we're on Facebook and YouTube. Get in touch with your comments. We'd like to know what you've been up to the weekend. Let us know what music you're listening to as well, because we're going to do some more reactive videos. But this one's all about our new song. We have a new song coming out on, wrong banner, on the 7th of April. This one's called Country Life for me. And personally, I think this one's a bang. I think this is our best tune to date.
Yeah. Do you know, I think if people have never filmed a music video before, I'm just going to explain a little bit about what happens. But in order to successfully film a music video, you play the track what must be close to 40 times.
Yes.
So by the time you've actually completed the music video, you hate the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I listened to this yesterday, and I didn't hate the song. So I think that's a really good indictment of what the song is like.
I think for me, this song is almost I know we wrote it, but it's a grower. It's a little bit of an earworm. Because so long ago we wrote the bloody thing.
It was over a year.
I mean, we wrote the song well over a year ago and recorded it almost a year to the day. But yeah, so the song "Country Life" for me, from my end, Emma probably feels exactly the same, I'm sure. But the song kind of encapsulates us, our ambitions, and we've played. It starts off a little bit tongue in cheek, talking about playing to all these empty rooms, people not interested, because I think that's pretty much how most musicians' careers start.
Yep.
And for some,
we've all been there.
And for some, continues. So I joke, but not really, because that does happen. But you start off playing to all these empty rooms. You start, people are not really interested because they don't know who you are. They've not paid to come and see you. So why should they, have any interest in who you are and what you do? So that for me is pretty much in a nutshell what this song is about, and our dreams and aspirations of one day as a UK based country band getting to play a show and selling something out in Nashville would be kind of the pinnacle, I think, of where we could
It
go
would
with
be pretty
this.
cool, wouldn't it?
It wouldn't be bad, would it?
Yeah.
I mean, but having said that, though, I think now UK country scene is growing rapidly, it seems. I had
Yeah.
some cool conversations yesterday with people, but yeah, so I mean that's my take on the song. I'm sure you probably agree with that one, yeah. It's like we've all been there. Can you remember playing your first show when you actually didn't have anyone there
Yes, I can. Yes,
and
I can.
like literally no one, and remembering how you felt on stage?
Yes. So we played. I don't want to call out the venue because it was a it wasn't a good experience. But we booked a show at a place in Dudley. This is
Mhm.
another band that I play with. We booked a
We've
show.
dwindled down the area, so we know what
Yeah.
area it's in.
Yeah,
Right.
so we booked a show, and then a venue got in touch with us saying, "Oh, could you play on the Friday night?" And I said, "Well, we are playing on the Saturday night in the same area." And they said, "Yeah, fine." I said, "You want to charge tickets where the other venue is going to be free, so I can't imagine anyone's want to come." And they said, "No, play, it'll be fine."
Yeah.
Two of my very lovely friends turned up, and that was it.
Oh, thank God for those friends, though.
It was two friends and the sound guy, and
Oh,
that was it. And the room, the room was massive.
oh my.
It was in terms of per square footage. I think it was one of the bigger rooms that we played, and the rooms we couldn't actually see the sound guy. We
Oh
could
my
just,
God.
I know it was so far away. So we played that gig, and we thought, well, I think most people in that position, most people who've been in bands and have played an empty room, say, well, we'll kind of take this like a practice.
Yeah, yeah.
And which was what made all the more worse because I wasn't playing bass at the time. I was just singing. The bassist, the bass was so loud. It was the only thing you could hear on stage. And the bassist started playing the wrong song.
At least there was no one there to hear it.
It was awful. Absolutely awful.
Do you know what's interesting though is I played a show because me and Emma are both in different bands as well as the Westlands. But I played a show in my other band the other night. We was up in Wales, and it was like a youth club basically. This place was. It was so young, the people in there, and then a load of them disappeared straight after they saw their mates band on. And I hate
Yeah.
that. I
Oh, I hate that.
really do hate that. But a small gathering of them stayed behind, and they really made the night. It made the whole trip worthwhile. There was only about 8 of them in there, but man, they were mental, and they had a great time, and that made it good for us. But I always remember the first one I did was I was playing with Piston. I think we went all the way to like Nottingham or something, so it wasn't even a local gig. We were meant to be like supporting someone else. I think the other band didn't turn up, like no notice or anything, just didn't turn up. So we end up playing the show, but the other band who didn't turn up were the ones who were supposedly bringing people to the venue. Literally, we played to the bar staff. We didn't even have the 2 friends, and we only had like a 35-minute set at the time. So we're like literally half an hour done, wrapped up, kit back in the car, back home. And it's demoralizing, but at the same time, I feel like those gigs are what set you up. Like you feel
Yeah.
like you have to do them because
Yeah.
when you do eventually get a crowd, you're so on it and hyped for it because it's like this is it now. This is our time to shine.
Because you never forget that feeling of walking on stage in an empty room. Never. I'm not sure if saying it haunts you feels a bit strong, but it definitely stays with you.
Yeah. I mean, if it happened to me again now, I don't think it'd bother me in the slightest. I think, like you just said, I think the more experienced you get, you do go, okay, well, this can happen. We're playing in a new town. No one knows who we are. It's difficult to sell tickets on the best of times anyway these days because people ain't got any money.
Yeah.
So, you just treat it as another practice session on a new stage. Let's just hone our craft and just keep getting better and better and better at what we do live. And then eventually, when you get on a big stage, that's your time to shine. And that's pretty much, I think, exactly what this song is about. I think a lot of musicians are going to relate to this song. Not even just musicians, maybe theater actors or someone like that. But that's where this song is coming from.
And do you know, I remember you and I sitting in the studio writing this. I remember us laughing as we were writing some of the lines and then talking about the times that we played. And there's a couple in the corner and they're
Yeah,
not interested in what's going on, and
yeah.
people talking over you at the bar.
Oh, there's nothing worse than that. It's like if there's a band on, even if I don't like them, I still try to listen or at least look like I'm listening, just to
Yeah,
show a little bit of respect to the fact that someone's got up on a stage and is trying to
yeah.
do something that a lot of other people don't want to do. Right, for those of you that haven't seen yet, I'm gonna see if this works now.
Oh,
I'm gonna just show you a quick clip of said new single. Here we go.
And I just wanna see my name in lights. All the huge lights with the bombing, get the solo from my own lane, sailing down Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited about
it's
people
so
hearing this
catchy.
one. I don't like we're talking about our own song. It's like so good.
It's really
Um,
catchy.
I do really. I mean, I always like songs when we put them out, obviously, but this is my favorite song we've put out
Yeah,
today. It's just because it's a fun song.
yeah.
We said we want to write a happy song. I think we might have done it with this
Oh,
one.
what we have? We didn't even realize it.
We
What?
did. We did one. We didn't even know. This is a happy song. It has a happy ending.
Task accomplished.
Not one of them. But,
It's a
don't
different song.
get your minds out the gutter, right? But no. So God, when we wrote this song originally, it actually came from there's a country producer who makes beats and soul beats online called Jake Angel. We've actually used a couple early on. We used a couple of his productions to get us started. Really, I think
Yeah,
Drive was one of his.
yeah,
I think I Like Trouble was one of his.
yeah.
Yeah. I think there was one more, but I can't remember. Um, but yeah, so Whiskey Chaser
Ah, yeah,
originally was one of his. So yeah, we've worked with Jake Angel now on a few tracks, and then and I think we're going to be doing some more stuff with him. Which more news to come on that soon. But then we kind of recorded it as it was ourselves, and then we had an opportunity to get the songs produced by a proper producer that was going to make the songs take them 5-10 levels above where we were at, so like really give us a bigger sound. The last song that we put out we did with Mike Crompus up in
yeah.
Sheffield way, and obviously that song sounded huge, which was Falling, and he's
Yeah.
still doing really well. I looked again today, it's going up and up all the time. I think that song's on like 13,000-14,000 streams now nearly. So it's going up by about 1,000 streams a week still. We're like nearly 8 weeks after release. No, 6 weeks after release. So it's amazing that people are still listening to it. It's awesome. It's been added to a lot of playlists even in the last week. So it's going to
Yeah.
go up again. So it's great that we're starting to, get the numbers up. But yeah, the production on this was fun though, and it was tedious
Yeah.
but fun. How did you find the process of having a different? Because when we're in the studio, we do push each other, but I don't think either
Yeah.
of us have been pushed the way that Mike pushed us vocally in those sessions.
Yeah, I think
I remember you wanting to beat him up at one point.
I don't think people perhaps appreciate how songs are recorded. That you don't just do one song at a time. You go, well, that song's completed now. We'll start the other one from scratch. I think sometimes it's worth explaining that all the drums will get laid down. So we recorded 4 tracks with Mike, and Mike laid all the 4 drum tracks down, and then we'll start building. We'll start putting a bass line down, and then a guitar line down, and then maybe some piano down.
And
So
then we kept switching from song to song as well. So
yeah,
we did no vocals on any of the we did rough takes, didn't we?
yeah, we did like some guide vocals, didn't we?
Yeah.
So when it actually comes to recording vocals, it's not like you do, I don't know, 20 takes of one track, which is maybe an hour and a half in the booth, and then you say, well, that song's done. No, if you're going to spend time for a producer who's going to produce them to a really high standard, basically means you'll be in a recording. Yeah, you're going to be in the vocal booth from about 10:30 in the morning to probably gone 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was hard work.
Yeah,
Keeping your voice fresh as well throughout the day was so hard.
Yeah.
especially being pushed that hard.
Yeah, and it was a really hot room as well. So you're sweating and sweating, and you're getting dehydrated. It was a glass-fronted box, and it was in the middle of summer. Well,
Yeah,
I think by the time we got the vocals done on these,
yeah.
and yeah,
It's
it
like
was the
May,
first
wasn't
time.
it?
Yeah, it was the first time because, like you said, you and I push each other, but we'll push each other for you can get a better take than that. You're a bit sharp, bit flat. Try it again. Try it again. I think with someone with Mike's reputation, I felt like I needed to step up to the plate a little bit.
Yeah, and
And
he was
so,
really pushing you because he wanted you to go way higher than you would normally be comfortable with doing in your and for people that know a little bit about singing, I'm not talking about like going falsetto because you don't really do that.
no,
But this is your belt.
yeah,
You're singing belting these super high notes. The song for me, because a lot of the songs are so low, I'm able to go up quite comfortably and sit in
yeah,
an area that's quite comfortable. In this particular song was quite an easy-ish song for me to sing. But
yeah,
you were kind of up here for a lot of it,
yeah.
especially on the harmonies on the chorus, etc. Like so.
Well,
Yeah,
that's it. That's that you don't really realise because I don't. Well, I don't. When when we start recording tracks and we start thinking about melodies, I don't normally think about where I'm going to have to go when it comes to harmonising with you. I will
yes,
just sing the melody, and then when we get in the studio, work out what the harmony is, and then, and
yeah.
then suddenly go, "Oh God, this is really high."
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And it did, like with some of the other tracks that we did, which we'll talk about another time. I mean, even I was like, we did like I remember doing one song. I don't know if it was this song, but I think I did something. I think it was this song. It was the bit where we go, "I just wanna
Oh
see
yeah,
your name," and I did that. I did it like 5 times. I'm thinking, right there, we've got the take in those 5. Because what they do is they do something called vocal comping. So if I do a line and I say 2 words brilliantly, sing 2 words brilliant, but the next 2 are bad, they'll use the 2 off the other take and they chop it up and they put it all into it. It's pretty much perfect.
yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, that's 5 takes. I did them all pretty good. Can you do another one? I'm thinking, did we not just get a good one from those 5 takes we just did? Yeah, we did, but I want to do some more. Could you try this? Can you do that? And I'm like, well, isn't that what I just did? No. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was what I just did. And then we did another take and then another one. And by the end of it, I was like, what am I doing wrong? I wasn't doing anything wrong. He was just trying to push me for a better take,
Yeah.
and just seeing how far we could push the envelope with stuff. But but like I said, we've not been used to that. So it
No.
was kind of like a whole new experience, just that in its own.
But it's done on a personal level. It's done masses for my confidence when it comes to singing live now.
Oh God, yeah.
Notes that I'd never try and hit ever on stage before, I'll quite comfortably smash out now because I know I can hit them. And I think that's it. I think particularly as a singer, you can get so stressed before you go on stage of, can I sing this? Can I hit this note? I know we recorded it in the studio, but can I get it on stage? And any singer will be able to tell you, as soon as you're feeling a little bit of stress, it goes straight to your throat.
Yeah.
And you can't get the note out.
100%.
So yeah, there's no, I don't think there's one note in any of our tracks that I think I can't hit. And we've got some songs where between the two of us, we go pretty high.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's I think in these few tracks, I can't remember which one it was now. There was one where again I was pushing a little bit.
I think it's broken every heart, nearly broke both of us.
Yeah, but the thing for me though, I think is it's a little bit different. It's a bit different because these country songs are in a relatively comfortable range for me. Because with my other band, I sing in a much higher register. And I'm kind of trying to do what you're doing. But having recently done that, what I've started doing as a warm-up to when I'm driving to my gigs for the other band, I'm actually using your harmonies as my singing point. So that I'm trying to get to where you are in the songs and using that to warm up my vocal for when I do the heavier stuff.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times now. So it pushes you, like, and now I'm more willing to push myself, like, because I've realized that my voice is capable of doing a lot more than I thought it could. Guys, if you have got any questions or you want to know anything about the new single, just feel free to drop a comment. Your comment will pop up on the screen. Even if you just want to abuse Emma for being old now,
thanks.
anything like that, it's all good. We can take it. Sorry, Emma. It's all right. She's okay. She's not got a Zimmer frame yet. We've got no. So, we've so Jake Angel originally we got this this beat, so to speak, and we really liked the intro, and we really liked the bit where there was like a banjo midsection, and what we thought we'd keep them, but we wanted to rock them up a little bit. We wanted to add more of a country rock feel to what we do, because we think in the UK at the moment there's a lot of people doing country. There's not many people doing country rock, so we kind of thought, well, we want to go down that avenue a little bit more and explore that and see if people like it.
I think it's something we've both got a background in as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we both feel more comfortable doing stuff that's a little bit rockier, but not too heavy.
Yeah.
Which is cool because there's
cat attack. Sorry.
It was only a matter of time. The cat attack happens every show. we so I could never. Your face every time was like. But yeah, so we had so I lost where we are now. You just got attacked by the cat again. But yeah, it's interesting because that recording process, when you're doing it with someone else as well. This is what I was going to say. So the recording process when you're doing it with someone else as well is they suddenly start injecting their ideas. So we had this original beat, we had the bits that we wanted to keep in it, and then Mike's a brilliant guitarist, drummer, etc. So he plays a lot of the all of the stuff on these tracks. So we're in the room listening to what he's doing. He's asking us, do you like this? Do you like what I'm doing with it? And we kind of had a few bands' songs as reference points to how we wanted our song to sound. Something I'd never done before, really. I'd never really sat down and broke down another song, which is why I've enjoyed doing the reactive videos with you, because we kind of hearing how other people write and structure their songs, which is really cool. But yeah, it was I liked the process of doing that, and I think it was the first time we've kind of collabed with anyone outside of me and you for the band to help write something. And I kind of enjoyed that process because it was like someone else is going, yeah, but this will sound really great with your voices, and it might be something that we would never have thought about, like the little bass run in this song. Which you had to learn, do you know what's really interesting as well is we would all, I think, hand on heart, we would all probably class ourselves as relatively intermediate level musicians. Yeah. Is that fair?
Oh, yes.
I think that's fair to say, right? That's, none of us are session musicians by any stretch. I haven't been playing. I mean, this is the first band I've ever played and sung in a band. So this is new for me as well. So we will get round to answering your question in a second, Angela. I'll pop it up on the screen. Thank you for getting in touch. But yeah, it's since then we've obviously had to learn what this top session musician has played on our tracks. But Jordan said it the other day. Jordan did the solo in this music video, and he's had to go away and learn it. And when he did it in the music, like, we haven't heard him play it. We've never heard Jordan play because we've literally never rehearsed this song until we did the music video.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. It went remarkably well considering. And Jordan nailed this solo and was like, you wouldn't have done that a few months ago.
And I don't think he would have thought of writing that kind of solo
style, that style anyway. But now it's pushed us all to a point where it's like we've all had to really up our game since we did that, and I think that's opened up a whole new world of writing for us all now going forward. And people are actually, the other band members, to answer Angela's question. So Angela, do the other members of the band write songs too, or is it just us two? Up until this point, we have written everything, just me and Emma. The band, well, Jordan more so, the lead guitarist now, has started implementing some of his guitaring ideas. In fact, we've just wrote one to a guitar idea that Jordan come up with. We've done all the lyrics. Well, Emma did all the lyrics on this particular one. And our writing process is different for every song. So I wrote a song the other day, which I'm going to present to the band in a couple, when we get together. And I wrote that one all by myself. Emma wrote one all by herself. Emma's written one to something that Jordan has put together. So it is starting to become more of a band thing, but predominantly.
We're not precious about it either, are we? when it
No,
comes to writing
God,
songs or recording vocals. Neither of us get pressures. Go, well, I haven't sung on this one yet. It doesn't. It doesn't really work like
no.
that.
And Jake Angel, he did a lot of the music for the first couple of tracks that we put out. So we're not precious about it. If we hear something and we think it's a good song and it suits the Westlands, we are going to do it. Anyone could write it.
And sometimes we've started recording a track, or I started writing lyrics, or Steve started writing lyrics, and as we're making up the melodies, we're going. We think, I said to him on a couple of occasions, I think this is a you song as
Yeah.
opposed to a me song. And
Well, we've
we've
just
kind
done
of,
one like that, haven't we?
yeah,
The bluesy one that we've done,
yeah,
sort of like a bluesy country rock song, and you immediately went, "This one's for you."
yeah. I
And
like
I,
writing for boys as well.
yeah, because you can say things.
I get to get away with writing dirtier things when boys sing it.
But no, it was yeah, and then it just makes me look bad then because everyone's going, "Oh, look, the dirty boy, he's come up with this." Like, I'm
I
like, "No,
wrote it.
it was no, it's yeah, no, it is quite funny. But no, so this song was me and Emma got together, we wrote this one, and as we were writing it together, we were kind of laughing because the lyrics were kind of funny. It was all a bit of a joke, but at the same time, we knew it was catchy.
Yeah.
When we went to the studio, though, I don't think either of us thought that this would be the strongest song of the 4 that we were recording. I think our strongest song is still yet to come.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, I
even though
do.
it's not finished yet.
Yeah.
But this one may do the best
Mm.
in terms of being quite catchy, and there's more country elements to it, and I think it might capture a bigger audience than maybe. So I don't know, but I've just got a funny feeling that this one might be one that captures a few more imaginations.
And my favourite part of the song was I've got my pencil. My favourite part of the song was the part of the song that wasn't there until we went in the studio with Mike, which is the bridge.
Yes, and
we restructured the song with him there and then, and we were writing lyrics there and then as well.
Yeah, there was like a little pre-chorus section that we never had. And again, this is something great about writing with other people and writing with another producer who's not been involved in your music, because he'll hear something or she'll hear something, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I never thought of that. And but then obviously when you've got a musician that can play to that level as well, it's like, well, have you tried this chord progression and blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden it becomes a totally different track, and you're like, wow, this is not what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
And then when we came to it, it was just like, holy poop. But what that's also done now is it's put us in a bit of a predicament, because now everything we do now has got to be to that standard.
Yeah, it is. It is hard work now.
Terry Villars, do you have a list of gigs coming up? Yes, we do actually. There is a post on our wall, which I'll direct you to after we finish this. There is a post on our wall. If you have a look, there's a little video, and it's got a list of the dates that we've got coming up. We are working on getting more gigs between now and when those gigs come up, because all the gigs we've got coming up are pretty big gigs.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, we're playing the Godiva Festival. When is that, Emma? July the 2nd.
Well
We're on the BBC stage. We've got Drunken Monkey.
Yep.
Festival.
Warwickshire Pride.
We've got Warwickshire Pride.
August.
Yeah, and then we've got the big one, the big one, which is the British Country Music Festival.
September.
But we are going to be getting out and about doing some much smaller gigs. There's some gigs that me and Emma are going to be doing on our own. There's some gigs that we're going to be doing with the band. So Terry, we'll put another update up very, very soon, maybe in the next 24 hours, just so you've got an update of what we're doing. But yeah, so production wise, putting the track together was a lot of fun, hard work, not to mention the horrible traveling for this particular song.
Because these particular 4 songs have been hard work, haven't they?
We was having to go. We couldn't get any time off work. So we were both finishing work, and after work, driving from the Midlands all the way to Sheffield. Driving all the way to Sheffield to write and record. How many nights did we go up there, Em?
I think we probably did, because we did weeks and weeks and weeks. We did weeks for Friday night, wasn't it? Or no, it's Thursday nights, because I know I had school on a Friday. Not that I was going to school. I should caveat by saying I'm a teacher.
Yes.
So I'd finish teaching all day, and then we'd get in the car, drive 2 hours to Sheffield. We'd get there for about 6, and then start recording from 6 through to about 11, and then come back. So I think it was probably every Thursday for about 8 or 9 weeks,
I
and then
mean,
we did a couple of full days as well, didn't we, during half terms
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah, it was a lot of work, and traveling was the biggest, hardest part. Thanks, Terry. Terry said he saw us support Lawrence Jones.
That was a
Uh,
great gig.
it was, and it was a great audience as well. Because
Brilliant.
what's always kind of terrifying, and we kind of cover this in the song "Country Life." For me, this is very relevant actually. What Terry's saying here, because Terry obviously paid his ticket money to go and see Lawrence Jones. I'm assuming, or unless he was there to watch Blue Nation. I should
Yes,
know.
I think you're right.
Blue Nation. One of their picks, guitar picks right here that I purchased. Yeah, so it's not our audience, and it was a blues audience, and blues and country kind of go together. But we was a bit like, whoa, how's this going to go down? Are people going to like it? And quite a few people turned up really early. So
Which
we
is
were playing,
absolutely amazing.
we played to a pretty full room. He said he was there for Lawrence Jones, but he enjoyed us more. Oh, well,
Oh, thank you very much.
that's
High
great.
praise indeed.
Well, it is, because Lawrence Jones is bloody brilliant, as an amazing guitarist, and a really, can I just say this? Because a lot of people, when they're very, very good, and you meet them, can be, I say a lot, some can be really up themselves, don't want to sit around, don't want to talk to the other bands, kind of
Yeah.
dump off into the green room. Lawrence wasn't like that at all. He was really nice and really complimentary to us as well. Like, he came out and like shook my hand and said, "Oh, I've just been listening to your sound check. You guys sound great." Blah, blah. So really nice experience with Lawrence, because I know he was off to do some way, way bigger gigs after that one as well. So, and he had an incredible band with him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what this whole song's about. You know, it's about us starting off in those empty bars, playing those empty clubs, and now with the Westlands. See, this is funny actually, because we did, the reason we wanted to do the music video, we'll get onto the music video now. For those of you that just joined us, because we've got a few people watching, I'm just going to play the video again and then explain. We're going to go into what the video means. You'll get it, but there's another reason as well behind it that I kind of want to go into.
And I just want to see my name in lights of a huge line, sweep the floor, baby, get so low, on my own lane, sailing down Nashville, Tennessee.
So so that's the new single that's out on Friday. The music video is also out on Friday. The single comes out on the streaming platforms at midnight, but the music video is going to come out on 8 p.m. on the 8 p.m. on the Friday night. So that one's going to be a bit later in the day. So we hope to see you all there watching that one with us on the premiere. Now, the reason we wanted to do that video is because the other 3 members of our band have never played a live gig with a band until they joined the Westlands. And the buggers have never played to an empty room.
Never.
In fact, they've pretty much only played to a packed room every gig. I mean, we've only played 3 or 4 gigs, but every gig we've done with this band has been a really good turnout, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is stupidly lucky for these boys. So they kind of, though, at the same time, have also been thrown right in at the deep end.
Yeah. Well, they've never had the because when you do turn up to a venue and there's you and the sound guy, there's suddenly all the stress and the tension for the gig just disappears, because you think, oh well, this is a practice that we're not going to have to pay for.
Yeah, exactly. But when there's an audience, it's very different. And to be fair, things have gone, touch wood, pretty well. We think lots of improvements that we've been making and adapting. But that was one of the reasons for this video. So in the music video, you're going to see some little cutaways, which, I mean, Emma apparently said that she should be up for a BAFTA.
Absolutely. Amazing acting.
I mean, it was a non-speaking role, but still,
Best supporting actress.
So there's little shots of me and Matt sort of like laughing and joking right at the beginning of the song instead of really paying attention to the song. Then there's Jordan, who's kind of sat just scrolling on his phone, not watching the band. Who kind of nonchalantly looks up and kind of gives us a bit of a oh god, and then you got Emma's. There's a section in the song. What do you say, Emma? What's the lyric? It's something about you want to go.
Working the barn and pulling the drinks and watching these singers.
Yeah, and it makes me think.
It's my time to shine.
It's my time to shine. So there's a shot of Emma working behind the bar with her wiping the bar surface.
EastEnders will come calling, I think.
Get out of my bum.
You're bad. I can do it. I'll do it.
That's all you've got to learn how to say. And you need to be able to cry on demand because for EastEnders, that's a must. Just watch that dog video every time you do a scene. Remember the dog video?
Stop it now. Even talking about it breaks my heart. Do you know what? Going detouring, I really want to watch the John Wick movies, but I know what happens in the first movie and I can't put myself through it.
Otherwise, a dead dog.
I can't do it! No!
Bloody hell, Em, you just nearly deafened me there.
I can't do it.
Okay,
I can't do
it. So the music video is very much like just a bit of a tongue-in-cheek. We're playing to an empty room, no one's listening, and even Reese, the drummer at the end, is kind of the sound engineer
by himself. Slow clap at the end.
So that's kind of the point behind this music video. So we're really looking forward to everybody checking it out. If you haven't already, you can pre-save it. If you go to Spotify, if you go to our link, I'll put the link in this video somewhere. In fact, I'll do it now. I'm going to put it in the comments. There's a link I'm going to pop into the comment section now, which is our link tree. If you click the link tree, there's a link to pre-save the single, so you can get that. If you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, please. We're almost on 800 subscribers now on our YouTube channel, which is massive for us. When we started this channel, we set ourselves a target at the beginning of the like about a month or so ago, 6 weeks ago, we started doing it properly, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we said, if we can get to 1,000 subscribers by Christmas, that would be an incredible achievement. We're already on 800 and we're only in April. So in the last month and a bit, we've gained like 700 new subscribers, which is just mental. So I'm just posting. Oh, that's the wrong link. I'm just posting the link now into there so you can go and pre-save that. Also, as well, don't want to do the beggy section as well, but we do have a merch shop, which is also on that link that I've just posted in there from Steen, and you'll see it. There's a merch link as well to our store. We've got new t-shirts. The new design t-shirts look great. Someone at Jordan,
they look really cool, don't they?
Actually bought one the other day. The only thing she did say, just to pre-warn you, is she said they come up quite nice fitted. So if you take something that's loose, you might want to order the next size up. That's it just, if you feel like
fashion advice as well.
Sparing a few quids to help support our new recordings that we're going to be doing very, very soon. But yeah, it's been fun process making this song, and I'm the most excited I've been about a release.
Yeah.
And it was nice to do a video. Oh, can we just do a big shout out to Al as well?
Yes, thank you.
Because Al managed to get us the venue. And we was really on a tight budget for this one, and we decided to make this video ridiculously last minute. So we had very little.
So unlike us.
Do you know what?
So unlike us to make a really important decision at 10 o'clock
at night, and like that. We're going to do it this week. Yeah. And we've not rehearsed the song.
No.
What's funny is I make videos for a living, and I'm always telling people, make sure you rehearse it like 1,000 times before you start doing the video shoot. And then we didn't.
No.
So I don't even follow my own advice. But no, this is the most excited I've been about a release. But what's weird is mine and Emma's process up until now has been go to the studio with nothing, literally write it and record it there and then release it. Yeah. It's only with these last two releases, we've been sitting on these recordings for months, and we've left a good sort of 6 to 8 week gap between releases. That's not something that we've done before. So it's been a bit weird. So the anticipation starts to build up now. It's like,
just a bit.
you know, oh, after all this build up, are people going to like it kind of thing? But so hopefully you do, and hopefully you'll give the channels, whatever channel you're watching this on, subscribe, follow, go to our YouTube channel, give the YouTube channel some support. There's loads of extra stuff on the YouTube channel that we do as well, not just this. We do music videos, covers, a whole bunch of stuff. So head over to there, and there's going to be loads more content coming. We also have a podcast, which is this, but we have a brilliant guest. Our first podcast, we had BBC radio presenter and vocalist, singer, songwriter Letitia George. We did part 1 and part 2 of that interview.
She was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, hilarious. Those I've watched back the second interview and I was wetting myself watching it. It was really funny. Somebody in the last episode comes out with an outrageous comment about musicals.
I don't know who that was.
Oh dear. You need to watch it to find out exactly what was said. And
We
by
should
whom.
ask our guests next week what they feel about my comments last week.
Oh, you're in trouble. So we've got some guests from Canada on the next show. And they are huge musical fans. In fact, I think I think the one of them is actually in a musical production right now. Yeah. I think we can all guess who made the comment about musicals. Emma, what have you done? What about if they watch that? Let's hope. Luckily, it was right at the end, and it was an hour-long episode. So let's
they would have
hope.
switched off by then.
Let's hope they didn't watch it to the end. But no, Letitia was brilliant, and her story was really, really cool because she was explaining to us how she got the job at the BBC in the first episode. Second episode, she talked about her experience on The Voice. Loads of weird stuff about The Voice that I didn't realize actually went on. She gave us some really juicy gossip about it as well. So yeah, it was really cool. And also she talked about some quite personal points as well, because as she mentioned about her size and stuff, and that, you know, the amount of abuse that she got online and how that kind of almost made her want to quit music. So you really need to watch that interview because I think it's really cool. And the fact that she's now come back and started doing everything again, and she's doing so well on radio. Yeah, it's really good that she's back doing it. Yes, but for now, I think we are all done. Unless anybody has got any more questions for us, please feel free. We've got a few more minutes if you want to ask anything. Emma, do you want to just, while we've got a couple of people watching, tell people about your bike ride that you're doing?
I really would. So I went out on a training ride today on sometime in May. I should know the date, but I don't. I am doing the London Essex 100. So it's a charity bike ride. I'm doing it for cancer research, and it is a 100-mile bike ride from Victoria Square in London, out of London, through the Essex countryside and back into London again. So Steve will share the link.
You do know how far 100 miles is, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I think it's three butt cracks. I think that's how far it's going to be. So Steve will share the link. If you've got any pennies at all, I'd really appreciate it, because I want to raise as much money as I can for cancer research. I've lost family members to cancer. I think everybody that we've ever spoken to knows somebody who's been touched by cancer. So every penny goes a long way and will help me, my sore legs and my saddle sore, get through 100 miles.
Yeah, I've had no applications, by the way.
And I'm really disappointed.
We did open an application form for anyone that wanted to be chief cream rubber runner.
We'll stick it on the link tree.
Dear. It is. Hey, look, we've had fun again. Thanks for those that have watched this and giving it some time, because that really helps, believe it or not. You just liking these videos, commenting on them, believe it or not, does a lot for us. So it's really good when people get in touch. Somebody's just put like an emoji. I can't put the emojis up onto the screen, but they're just basically saying this emoji where they're clapping, and then
that's Ange. Thanks, Ange.
A bye. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with our guests on Monday, so that video will probably be out middle of next week. We'll be The premiere of our music video is on YouTube this Friday, 8 p.m. Be there to watch it with us. It's really fun. We think you're going to like it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Goodbye. Moi.
Bye.
Moi, says Angela.
Mwah.
Goodbye.